Hello, my lovely people. I'm back again and I am talking to you guys from my home sweet home. Yes, it's a bit dark in my room, so let me turn on the lights. I don't know if it's gonna help much because it's very cloudy outside. Let me show you. Yes, it's a bit cloudy outside. I went in the morning for the PCR test, and that was very early in the morning, like 5ish. I came back, I took a nap, and now I wanted to start my day. And I wanted to start my day and talk to you beautiful people as well. So I'm gonna get my tea first before anything else. Look, all my house lights are on because it's kind of dark over here. Here. Say morning to my cutie kitten. Hi, Micha. Good morning, baby. Hi. She just woke up as well. She doesn't know what's happening. She's like, what the hell are you doing, Mama? What is all this? What is all this? All right, so let's go and make some tea. Various infusions like this. This one from Russia. This one was from Paris. It's the chocolate flavor. This one is from Japan, matcha. My good old masala chai. And yeah, there you are. Today I'm gonna try this because all these teas are just a regular tea bag or powdered, or you make infusions, but this one is a bit special and I'm gonna show you how it works. We also gonna add some pollen to it in the end when it gets a bit warmer because it's super healthy. I'm gonna add a teaspoon of pollen in it. And now I'm just gonna take it out. That's what it looks like. I know what you guys are thinking, that Smita, it looks so disgusting. How can you drink it in the morning? Honestly, guys, it might look disgusting or muddy or whatever, but it's very healthy for you. Blooming teas, you can read about it. They're really good for your liver. They boost your metabolism. They're really good for chronic conditions. They're good for your gut. They're good for your skin. It improves oral health, and there are various other benefits, and you must drink it time to time. I'm not saying I drink this every single day. Today I just wanted to show you how this tea is and what it does. I've added some pollen as well to it, which is super healthy. You can keep switching between this to your regular teas or coffees, or I love to drink apple cider vinegar in warm water, and sometimes I like to drink honey with warm water and lemon. So yeah, like I keep switching my drinks, but the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is have a glass of water, and after 30 minutes is when I'll drink anything, or I will just nibble on something. I like a rusk, and my favorite is Earl Grey, just black, like no sugar, no milk. That's what I usually do. Anyhow, enough about the teas. I actually wanted to address a few questions which have been raised, and I thought, like, I'm home and I'm doing nothing. I just like to talk to you guys a bit, answer your questions. So yeah, somebody asked me, how long is cabin crew training for? I would say it depends. In Air India, my training was for almost 4 months. I know there were some people who joined after us. Their training was extended for 5 months. And Singapore Airlines, the training is for 6 months. Jet Airways is 2.5 months. Used to be, I mean, it doesn't exist anymore, but in Emirates, in Etihad, Qatar, it's like 2.5 months, but that's about it. Then after that, you will be on probation for 6 months, which is you're gonna still fly, but your first two flights will be supernumerary flights. We call it a soupy flight, where you're just gonna get on board. You wouldn't even be on the general declaration. It's a document which we use to travel. Like the company uses a general declaration for all the crew to travel to another country, so that we don't have to worry about visas and stuff, because it's work related. So you wouldn't be on a general declaration. You will actually get a boarding pass and a ticket, where you'll just get on board and then observe a cabin manager or a cabin supervisor. So they will either hand you over to a cabin manager, or they will hand you over to me, like someone like a supervisor. So my job is to make sure that you're following me, and my job is also to explain you everything. So when I'm gonna do my safety checks, you're gonna be following me, you're gonna be mirroring everything I do. You can ask me questions, but you have to also keep in mind that I am actually operating the flight, so we have to be like very quick, though we still answer all the questions when we get on cruise, and then we can talk a lot about what the doubts you have. So it's advisable you need to carry like a small book or a pen. I would say you should carry a small note and a pen for each and every flight, because you always have various other things, questions, you're solving various other problems on board, and you need to write down the seat number, the problem, because you have like hundreds of people asking you different things, so you tend to forget things. And it's a very good habit to have a pen and paper. Like, it's been 15 years and I have always carried my small notebook or a paper and a pen every time I go to work. So anyhow, you're gonna note down all the things which you understood, which you didn't understand, any clarification, any doubts you have, and then when we have a free time, I'll allocate that time to talk to you, and then I will show you different parts of the aircraft, from the cockpit to different doors, to all the emergency equipments, to all the medical equipments. I'm not supposed to open and use it, but I'm just going to show you this is what it is, what is a pre-flight check of every single equipment, because we have a list of things that we need to check when we get on board, because we have like a fire extinguisher, we have we have an oxygen bottle, we use it in decompression when there is an emergency, which again I don't want to get into too many details, but even for medical situation we need the oxygen bottle. Then we have the transmitter, the locator, which is placed in the aircraft. We have to do the pre-flight check for that. We have a pocket mask, which we use for medical situation. We have the emergency medical kit, we have a first aid kit, we have a small first aid pouch, we have a torch, which is very specific for the aircraft. We have like a breathing equipment, we have several other equipments which I will tell you. Did you understand? You're gonna learn all these things in the training, but if you have any doubts how they actually look when you get on board, it's a bit different. Where they are located, every aircraft is a bit different. Then once we finish with the safety, we also do the security search of the aircraft. We check different compartments, the crew rest compartment, the lavatories, the cabin, the galley, the door itself. If you have any questions related to the door, because 777, like Boeing, has different doors, 787 has different door, Airbus has different doors. So all those questions you may have, and then we move on to the cruise phase of the flight, where we're just going to start with the service. There are many questions related to service. How is the service flow? What are the equipments? What do we really do on board? How to interact with guests? How to do problem solving. There are many things which a cabin crew has to do, and it may sound a lot right now, but don't you worry at all. You're gonna have a proper training for 2 months, and after that you will have 2 observation flights, like I said, where me or the cabin manager, we're gonna take you under our wings, and you're gonna be our little babies, and we're gonna take care of you. We're gonna answer all your questions, we're gonna clarify all your doubts, and it's gonna be a very slow learning process. At least for the first 2 flights, you're just gonna absorb everything, and then you're gonna be that cute caterpillar, which you're gonna bloom into a butterfly, and then you're gonna have your wings and you're gonna fly all over by yourself. But yeah, it would take you at least 3 months, let's say, 2 to 3 months to get a grasp of all these things, because no matter how smart you are, how much you know your manual, you could be scoring hundreds in all your exams, which I remember I did in my first exam in Air India, even in Etihad of course, but by then I already knew what flying takes. But even if you score all 100 everything is perfect for you. When you get on board, things are different. You need to adapt to situations. When you actually see something, I remember, I'll give you like a small story. I remember, when I got on board and they said, Smita, can you just give me the saddle rack? I'm like, what? Like, I already flew with Air India and I know everything about the aircraft, like the rest compartments, the doors, the lavatories, the cabin, the in-flight entertainment system, the various other screens we have, the galley, how it is, and everything pretty much. But even though I came to Etihad and they have different terminologies and different equipments and different stuff for service, at least they told me, Smita, can you get something from the saddle rack? And the aircraft was different. Let's say it was a 380 or a 787 or a 777. The configuration of the aircraft is different. The setup of the aircraft in different airlines is different. And I was like staring at the galley and I'm like, okay. And I was just going towards the latch so slow and I'm embarrassed because I'm taking so long and they are like just going boom, boom, boom. They just go like pack, pack, pack. They just do everything in like minutes, in seconds. And yeah, it took me time. And then I was the best galley ever. Like, I was so proactive. I was thinking so ahead because you know the sequence, you know everything. Things come to you automatically. You don't even have to look and think. It's just all there. So you don't have to worry about how your training is gonna be like, how much of a room you're gonna get to make mistakes. You can make mistakes, not disastrous, like open your slide or don't create a safety disaster. Like making small mistakes is good indication that you're willing to learn, you're taking a step ahead, you're taking initiatives, and that's why you're making mistakes. And from your mistakes, you're gonna learn a lot. Once you finish the observation flights and your supernumerary flights, and then you get on flying normally, you're gonna have 6 months of probation. 99.9% of the time, probation is just like normal flying. You don't have to stress about it, but just be careful. You need to show progress and you need to improve. After your 6 months are done, that's it. You're on a month's contract with Etihad. Now they have a unlimited contract. So yeah, you're gonna be assessed on your performance every single year, and they're gonna give you a performance review every single year, that how you've been performing, if you're outstanding, if you're meeting the company's expectations, or if you're not meeting the company's expectations, and accordingly your performance manager will deal with you. Besides that, we have every 6 months recurrent, in which we have to learn about all the aircrafts we are flying, which all these training has been given to you in the initial training, and then you start flying all these aircrafts. So you already should be aware about all these things. So yeah, it's about all the types of aircraft, the safety, security, dangerous goods, prohibited items, first aid, aircraft security, and all that stuff. So there will be like 2 days of recurrent for you. Used to be once in a year, 2 days, and now they have made it once in 6 months, and it's 1 day training. So yeah, it's not more like training, it's more like they're assessing you. So you have to be prepared, you have to do all your homework and study a lot, and then go, because you need to score at least 90%. That's the minimum you have to score to pass, and you have to pass, because if you don't, then your PM is gonna call you. Yes, it affects your performance. That goes in your file. If you're gonna resit, or if you're gonna have a lapse in performance, everything is recorded. Your guest complaints, if any performance issues you have had. I mean, you don't have to constantly think about these things. If you know your job, if you're doing it fine, you're gonna be all fine. You don't have to worry about all these things. You will have your proper training. They will tell you what are the do's and don'ts, and all you have to do is just follow them. It's not very difficult. I've been working for almost 15 years. I never had an issue with any of these things, because if you love your job, if you like what you're doing, if you're thorough with your training, you know the do's and don'ts, just behaving appropriate, professional, and being kind-hearted, loving, understanding, you will never face any of these problems. I can assure you that. That's why it has been a breeze for me, and I'm sure it will be for you as well, because I know you guys are so motivated and so willing to join. It's your dream job, and I know people with that kind of motivation can never go wrong. So I hope my answer helped some of you, because this question was raised by one of my viewers, and I'm very thankful for all your comments, feedback and questions, and I'm gonna try to answer all of them. Just gonna take a little bit of time. I just want to give a shout out to Seema. I guess you go by the name of Kashika. I will try to make a video on your question as well. And all of you lovely people, thank you so much for all the love. Until next time, see you.